All right, so good evening, everybody. What are we in the mood for this evening? Is there anything that's specially calling for you?
I have one vote for restorative.
What about something for the full moon, the full Stawberry Super Moon?
Oh, that would be brilliant because we do have the full Stawberry moon tonight. We could do a wonderful thing for that. Thank you, Beth Ann. Yes.
Sounds
I'm
good.
fine with anything.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the inspiration and we'll get started. So let's start by lying down. So just take a moment to feel your weight on the floor and transition from whatever you were doing before class to this wonderful world of yoga. It's your class for the next hour. So about sensing and feeling where you are and what you need. Now for here, if your back bothers you, you can keep your knees bent. That helps a lot. Otherwise, if you want your knees long, you can do that if that's comfortable. And just take a moment to exhale. Just maybe make any fidgety movements to make yourself comfortable here on the floor. Noticing sensation. And then bend your knees and stand your feet. Now have your knees wide, like almost to the outside of your mat or even beyond that if you want. And we're going to do some internal rotation. So just keep the left knee more or less facing the ceiling and let the right knee drift toward the inner self, the inner border here, and then the other way. So you're just keeping one knee standing to the ceiling and then rolling the other knee into the empty space. And just in your own breath timing, go back and forth, only going where you don't feel any resistance at all, where it's easy, where it wants to go, where it feels good. Good. And then tilt your knees together and let's do a brief wonderful pose from restorative yoga, which is actually using yourself to be the prop. So the floor is supporting you, but you are also supporting you. Your knees are now pressing, they're not pressing, but they're propped against each other. So they have nowhere to go and they can relax all of the muscles. Then you reach up, your palms facing your knees. You cross your elbows. Now this is very important. Rest your elbows on your chest and keep the fingers away. Don't touch yourself because that stimulates your brain, okay? Just keep the palms up and then find that wonderful sense of relaxation. We're just going to hold this a little bit. It's a restorative pose that you could do without any props at all. And as you're there, what else can you relax? Is there any tension in your eye or your jaw, your lips, your stomach, your feet? What can you relax more? What can you breathe into? Feel yourself going deeper into space of self, your inner world. And then slowly begin to stand on your feet. Let your knees be apart, feet are standing. And bring your arms up. We're going to do something interesting here. So just kind of let your wrists easily drift up and down without straining or without going as far as you can, just a little bit. And then bring your foot up. And I'm out of camera here, but what I'm doing is I'm going to point and flex my foot. So hold yourself somewhere comfy and just point and flex your right foot for a little bit. You can also do this without hands. Now do the other foot and just see, is the range of motion the same on the left foot as it was on the right foot? See what it is for you. Maybe your ankle feels a little stiff. And then back to the other side. I'm going to hold, but you don't have to. So now you're going to circle several times and then go the other way. Breathing. Other leg, circling. And breathing. Good. And then lengthen legs, lengthen arms, reach the foot and the ankle apart from each other. And we're going to do a wonderful variation of Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon, on the floor. We'll be doing other variations tonight in honor of the strawberry moon. So what you do is you keep your arms out to the side, and then you point your toes toward the ceiling. Feet are together. Now inchworm to your right. And there's going to come a point where you can't go any further. So you stay there. So here I am. I'm curved, right? Like a half moon. Then I'm going to slide my arm. Now, some people have shoulder issues. You're not going to be comfortable up here. You do whatever you do, which makes you comfortable. So I'm going to slide my arm overhead somewhere comfortable. I'm pointing my nose toward my little toe on the right side. Then I'm sliding this hand down by my hip. Oh, now I'm going to stay here and breathe. And while I'm breathing, I'm opening up this rib cage here. It's wonderful to open up the ribs, allowing that wonderful breath to come and nourish. So relax, breathe, receive. And then walk back, walk back, walk back, walk back, till you come to that nice T. Maybe you can sense a difference in left and right now. Point the toes up, and then we'll start walking left, 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 just inch, inch, small steps. Yes, yes, yes. Bring this arm down, point the toe, the nose in the direction of the toe, slide the arm over somewhere where it's comfortable, making the shape of a half moon and feeling the length, that marvelous length on the side and the opening of the ribs and lungs on the right. Take a nice deep breath, breathe at your own pace, relax, relax, relax. Your variation of the pose is the best one. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. You modify your pose for you tonight. Come back to center. Bring everything down, hands by hips. Bend your knees, stand your feet. Keep your heels right in front of your sitting bones. And we're going to do some bridging. So start with the baby bridge, just lifting your tail up. Think of this as a massage. And then gradually catch another vertebra a little bit higher until you're trying to individually catch these bones so that they're not moving in a clump and they all get some attention. So just keep climbing, pressing through the front of the hip here, lowering down the way you came up. So first the tail lifts, and then on the way down, the upper bones come home first. And just do several of those. Keep breathing. Neck is long. This is a wonderful pose for spine. Many reasons to love bridge pose. Do a couple more. Good, everybody. Nice, Peggy. They're beautiful. Good. Yes, Bethan. Yes. Everybody looks good. Okay. Now lengthen your legs. We're going to roll to the belly and do some cobra. So here, if you're in the mood for a restorative one, you can do Sphinx. So you just make sure your elbow is right underneath your shoulder and not out here somewhere. And you can place the palms of your hands together and rest your chin. You can walk further for more bowing and back. Just find the place that feels equidistant. Okay. If you're doing regular cobra, keep your hands by your side, keep the back of the neck long, and inhale up and exhale down. Keep breathing. Okay, let go of that. Come to crocodile. So you keep your legs wide, put one forearm over the other, rest your forehead on your forearm, and just breathe into your belly and relax. Maybe you feel like you've got more expansive capability tonight because we did half moon pose and opened up those ribs. What do you feel? Okay, legs together, arms either overhead or here or wherever you can manage that's not going to hurt your shoulders, and walk backward for 20. Keep the hips and the forehead on the mat, very important. Don't lift too high. It's not good for your back. Hips, knees straight. Okay, good. Let go of that. And then come to Superman. Depending on your energy level, you can fly. However, you can do this pose. Just float on your belly some way that you like. Keeping the back of the neck long, staying and holding for the amount of time that's right for you. It's not a contest. You just do what's right for you this evening and come down into crocodile whenever. Nice deep breath. Let go. So you made an effort. So now's your chance to let go of effort. Legs together, come to elbows and knees, or martial art pose, whatever. And so elbows and knees, make sure your shoulder and elbow are aligned and their thumbs are up. If you're doing martial arts, you're here. So do a pelvic tilt or a cat. If you have osteoporosis, do the pelvic tilt. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you lengthen. In your own breath timing. And then stay in central, and let's just do a few circles with our tail just to sort of get things moving here. 4 or 5 in one direction, 4 or 5 in the other. Good. And then separate your knees, long back, come to child's pose, resting your forehead. You can also rest on a block or your forearms or whatever. Just make yourself comfortable and breathe. Okay, everybody. So let's come to standing. You may have to adjust your camera. So your feet are wide, and you're just going to steer your right knee over your second toe. Now, the outside of the feet are parallel. You're not turned out at all. This is a really great thing if you have tight ankles. So just keep the knee over the toe. The stomach is lifted, the tail is down. And go back and forth. Now here you might feel that one ankle is a little more mobile than the other. So it can tell you how to behave. You know, it's like, pay attention. And then let's do a variation on this one. So you will take your hands, keep the back long, And you can go back and forth like this. Just keep the back long with that nice curve in the spine. You'll feel a little bit more activation with your gluteus maximus when you do this, or in your thighs. You're pushing off against the earth a little bit. You can float down like this. Touch the other foot, but don't do it if you're curving your back. You need to keep the back flat. You just go to where you can keep your back flat. Good. And then walk your feet back together. And we will go to our friend the wall, but be sure you have your block with you. Now, I'm going to demonstrate this one. This is half moon, Ardha Chandrasana against the wall. The wall is there to help you with your balance. So what you do is you stand right next to the wall. I'm holding my block here. I am not going to move my block. My arm is just going down like this, straight underneath. So you can see the alignment here. You can see that my wrist, my elbow, my shoulder, and the other arm are all in alignment here. Now I'm going to lift up this and reach back. I'm looking up toward the other side. And I'm just going to stay here and breathe. You can also do this without the block. Let's do the other side. So I'm standing with my hip next to the wall, sliding down. There's the block right underneath me. And I'm reaching out through this foot. It's kind of like being a starfish. I'm reaching out through the top of my head, out through the foot, down into the ground, up into the sky. And I'm looking. And then come out. And then just stand there for a second. Let's do this again. But before we do, let's just receive. It's a very interesting pose. Very interesting geometry. Okay, let's do it again. So turn. Remember, you can always imagine you're doing this or do something else that inspires you. You don't have to do what I'm doing. Okay, so foot is parallel to wall. You're reaching down, or you can, if you don't want to use the block, you can just use the wall like that. And then you roll your hip back. And reach up to the sky, down to the earth, out to the bottom of your foot that's up against the wall, looking up. And how does this pose make you feel? Are you shining like the moon? Go ahead and shine. This is your chance. And then let's come out, do the other side. I'm taking a moment to adjust. Breathe. Okay. And here. And reaching. I'm bumping into everything here. And then out of that. And let's come back to our mats. So let's be on our belly and do some nice things. So you can rest your forehead on your forearms and just begin to bring your heel toward your buttocks. And then eventually bring both your heels up. And we're going to bring both heels a little bit right and left. So we're rolling a little bit right and a little bit left. It's nothing. Now stop in the middle with your heels toward the ceiling and make circles together with both feet. Small. And then the other way. Okay. You can hold your right ankle, you can hold your pant leg, whatever you can manage. Rest in half bow and press into the front of your right hip. If your knees bother you even slightly, do less. You can let go and just press the hip in. It doesn't matter. It just matters that you don't hurt yourself. Okay, let's do the other side. So switch hands and rest on the other forearm. Wonderful breaths. How much can you relax here? Okay, then let's roll to our back and have your strap handy. Let your arms relax, let your fingers relax, and just hold your leg up there without holding it, without pulling or straining or anything, without wanting more. Just let your leg relax. Let the hamstring relax. There's no need at all to pull or yank. I mean, you wouldn't like it if somebody was pulling on you, so don't do it to yourself. Now, once you've found that place, make a tiny little circle. You're just sort of steering your leg in a circle 4 or 5 times one way, and then circle the other way. Circling. Now, once you've done 4 or 5 each way, rest again and do nothing. and see a little bit better, right? You didn't ask anything. You just did a couple of circles, but suddenly your hamstrings are looser. How about that? And then let's change legs. First, relax. Now, this hamstring may be tighter than the other one. That's fine. Maybe it was the same hamstring where the ankle was tight. Did you notice? Yoga gives us a chance to notice things because we've slowed down. We can observe what's right in front of our nose. We never get a chance to do this in the busy world sometimes. But here in yoga class, we can look and observe and change things. Okay, circle a little bit gently, not too far, where it's easy. And then another way, circling, circling. Relax again without circling. And then come to pigeon pose or pretzel as we know it. So cross the right ankle, keep the foot flat, right ankle over left knee, or whatever you can do. Some people don't do this. You just cross your knees or whatever. You do your own variation. It's just right for you. Stay there and breathe. You can do this without. You can put your block under your foot and use that. Okay, let's do the other side. Okay, soles of the feet together, knees apart, rest in your strap. And you're going to cross the straps, hold with the opposite hand, and relax. Buddha pose. Relax your belly, relax your cheeks, your jaw, your forehead, your eyes, your shoulders, everything. Okay, Now we're going to put our strap away for a minute, roll to your right side, and we're going to do a variation. So you're going to slide your fingers along the floor in a big circle. If you don't touch, that's fine. If it's not comfortable, do this variation with a small circle. So whatever you can manage comfortably and easily. This one you get to roll over your ribs, nice and slow. Always in contact with the floor or yourself, letting the neck roll, the head roll. You're rolling onto your forehead and the back of your head. You're just sweeping like a big clock around yourself. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you go down, rolling over your hips. Shoulders relaxed, head moving. Good, and then palms together, slide up the forearm, up the upper arm, across the clavicle, and release into a beautiful, gorgeous, comfortable twist. Wherever you are, happy is the right place. Now breathe. And then close it up, and we'll transition to the other side. So you're going to slowly sweep in this giant arc, allowing yourself to roll over your ribs, touching the floor or whatever you can. Do what's right for you. Let everything move that wants to move. Palms of the hands together, slide over palm, up the elbow, across the clavicle, and into a beautiful twist. Stay there and breathe. All right, everybody, and then come settle into Shavasana using bolsters, blankets, eye pillows, whatever it is you find comfort in. Just set yourself up for a nice, comfortable Shavasana. And imagine the strawberry moon, whatever that means to you. Imagine a big, beautiful full moon. And we'll listen to the chant that goes along with Chandra Namaskara. Most of us are familiar with the sun salute, but there's also a salute to the moon. So we say, Om salutations to she who fulfills desires. And then we say, Om salutations to she who wears the garland of prosperity. And then we say, Om salutations to she who is ever compassionate. Om salutations to she who is ferocious. Om salutations to she who resides in fire. Om salutations to she who possesses Vajra, the thunderbolt, and is adorned with diamond ornaments. Om salutations to she whose messenger is Shiva. Om salutations to she who is swift. Om. Salutations to she who is virtuous, respectable, and charming. Om. Salutations to she who is eternal. Om. Salutations to she who is adorned with a blue flag. Om. Salutations to she who is ever victorious. Om. Salutations to she who is the source of all good fortunes. Om. Salutations to she who is fenced with instant flames. All right, everybody. So gradually draw your knees toward your chest, transition to a fetal position on your right side, and just take a moment to absorb what we've done during class this evening. And then gently come to sitting in your own timing with a nice long spine. Just take a moment to breathe. And then catch a breath, let your arms float up on the breath. Gather peace and prana, bring it into your heart. And let's all take a deep breath of gratitude for yoga. And thank you all so much for coming this evening.